All right, today we are diving headfirst into the magical, messy, and absolutely hilarious world of Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. We're going to untangle this wild web of jealousy, revenge, and some seriously misguided magic that kicks off a night of pure, unforgettable chaos.
So, let's start with the question that really drives this whole story. What happens when a fairy king gets jealous? Well, let me tell you, the answer is the spark that ignites this entire crazy plot. It involves a magical flower, a case of mistaken identity, and a whole lot of drama.
Okay, first things first, we need to set the scene. We're in an enchanted forest, just outside of Athens. It's a place that's literally buzzing with supernatural energy. But as we're about to find out, the vibe is, well, it's pretty tense.
And our guide through all this madness is a character named Puck, who also goes by Robin Goodfellow. Now this guy is the Fairy King's right-hand man, and he is a total prankster. He loves causing a little trouble, pulling a stool out from under someone or messing with things in the village. He's basically a professional agent of chaos.
But Puck immediately drops a pretty big bombshell on us. All is not well in fairyland. Not at all. The king, Oberon, and the queen, Titania, are in the middle of a massive fight. It's gotten so bad that every time they even cross paths, their fairy subjects literally have to run and hide.
And listen, this isn't just some simple argument between a husband and wife. No, the feud between the two most powerful beings in this entire forest is having absolutely devastating effects on the whole world. So what's it all about? Well, the whole thing boils down to a little boy, a changeling boy. Oberon is jealous and wants the kid to be his little attendant, but Titania absolutely refuses. See, the boy's mother was one of her most loyal followers who died during childbirth, and Titania feels she has a sacred duty to raise the boy in her friend's honor.
And Titania really lays out the stakes here. She just flat out tells Oberon, look what our fighting is doing. She accuses him of completely messing up the natural order of the world. It's a really powerful moment.
And she is not exaggerating. I mean, we're talking about their personal drama causing actual real-world climate chaos. You've got rivers flooding, crops rotting before they're ripe, and the seasons are so jumbled up that nobody knows whether it's supposed to be spring or winter. Their fight is having global consequences.
But even with all this chaos, neither one of them will budge an inch. Oberon demands she hand over the boy, and Titania tells him she wouldn't give him up for his entire kingdom. And with that, she storms off, saying if she stays any longer, they'll just keep fighting.
So Oberon is left there just fuming, and since he can't win the argument with words, he decides to get even. He cooks up a plan for some pretty humiliating revenge, and he calls on his buddy Puck to help him pull it off. And what's his weapon of choice? This magical little flower. The story goes that it used to be white, but it got hit by one of Cupid's arrows by mistake, which turned it purple. And now, its juice is basically a super powerful instant love potion. You put it on someone's sleeping eyelids, and they will fall completely, madly in love with the very first thing they see when they wake up.
So Oberon's plan is as simple as it is devious. He's going to find Titania while she's sleeping, squeeze the juice on her eyes, and then wait for her to wake up and fall in love with something totally disgusting, like a wild animal or some monster. And here's the kicker. He won't lift the spell until she finally agrees to give him the boy. It's pure blackmail.
But hold on, just as Puck zips off to find this flower, the whole fairy plot gets put on pause. Oberon, who's made himself invisible, suddenly gets a front row seat to a totally different but just as messy love story.
Two humans, Demetrius and Helena, come crashing into the clearing, and you can tell right away that things are complicated. Demetrius is trying to find a woman named Hermia, but Helena is desperately chasing after him. The air is just thick with frustration and heartbreak.
And what Oberon overhears is, wow, it's just shocking. Helena is so hopelessly in love with Demetrius, who wants nothing to do with her, that she literally begs him to treat her like his dog. It's this incredibly painful picture of unrequited love, and the invisible Oberon hears every single word.
And Demetrius, he is just ice cold. He tells her that the sight of her makes him sick, he threatens her, and then he just runs off deeper into the woods, leaving her completely alone and heartbroken.
So Oberon, who's been watching this whole painful scene unfold, suddenly has a light bulb moment. He realizes, hey, I can use this magic potion for more than just getting revenge. I can actually fix this mortal mess, too.
And speak of the devil, Puck shows up right then with a love and idleness flower. The timing is perfect. Oberon takes what he needs for his plan against Titania, but then he gives the rest to Puck for a brand new mission.
He gives Puck some very clear, but also very vague instructions. He says, okay, while I go take care of Titania, I want you to find that Athenian man in the woods, put this juice on his eyes, and make sure the first thing he sees when he wakes up is the lady who's in love with him. The only identifying feature he gives Puck? The man's Athenian clothes. Yeah, that one little detail is about to cause a world of trouble.
And that's where we leave things. Oberon is off to prank his queen, and Puck is flying off on a mission with a powerful love potion and some very fuzzy instructions. It is the perfect recipe for comedy and chaos. I mean, with so much at stake, what could possibly go wrong?